You know, we had Lawrence Frank on earlier here, and he said the biggest thing that the teams take away from is where a player was the day before and where they are right now, and how they've kind of progressed. And the theme that we've talked about all afternoon is just being more comfortable. We've seen the play is a lot more crisp that we've seen as far as, and coaches have changed roles for certain players. Jonathan mentioned playing Bronny off the ball more. Yesterday we saw him handle the ball a little bit. So it's just about guys being comfortable today.
Well, and as we discussed earlier about what did we expect to see, with the ball in his hands to put it down and necessarily have to create.
And that's also a new read. And that's what I love most about what you just said, Sean, is a new read, because very seldom, I mean, you don't often see short rolls and kick to the corners at college basketball level, but it's definitely a necessity at the NBA level for your bigs to be able to set that screen, get to the middle of the paint, and then be able to read where the open man is, or if they're the open man that has to go score the basketball or be able to distribute to one of their teammates who has a better shot.
It's not a move that he's going to get within the offense at the next level, but you do have to love the fact that he's coming out here on the floor and the confidence and go ahead and score over the top of him.
But when you think about the NBA game today, you see more guys from the wing position.
He is an offensive weapon. Important to note when we look at Freeman is he spots up and hits that three. As important of anything is showing that versatility to knock down shots from the outside because of what we know he can already do. And that's rebound the basketball.
Than anything else, the fact that he came in.
I think 5-year guy at Akron, older player, going to be 20.
Lottery this year. They have the potential next year for maybe as many as 4 lottery picks based on how, you know, picks that are owed to them could go, what their season looks like. In a draft next year that teams and executives have been waiting for and targeting for years. Next year's draft position where they've got to figure out the point guard position with Victor Wembanyama. They don't have to do it all at once, and it might mean to get up and overwhelm somebody with an offer.
The thing is so big. Once it gets you, it's like it's over.
Yeah.
But as we bring this back to the combine, you know, Bobby, these are questions.
It's like, you know, as we said, like, do you have a trust issue? How is it easy for you to trust? What makes you uncomfortable? A lot of the biggest question for me, honest, but I don't want to hear. I like to sleep
Or play video games.
Yeah, video games. I want to see like your personality. Bike, and he came home when it was just about to get dark out, and he didn't have to worry about and there was no phones. His parents didn't let him play video games here, so it's just getting the personality in the player as far as, because you're going to draft him and you're going to.
He said it himself.
No, he didn't. He got to tell me that. He's been Danny Hurley ever since we met in 1989. I always call him Danny.
You can call him Dan, you can call him Danny. But one thing you're going to call him is back-to-back national championship.
Do you think the fact that he's decided not to play is the thing that could possibly hurt him? Because like you said, you literally said, why aren't you out here? Do you think that teams, all players with 12? He's still tied for having the most points on the court right now.
One thing's for certain, Alex Caravan can shoot the basketball. Great college basketball player. I think athleticism could hold him back at the next level, but he has a thunder.
Get me out of fun the call.
Amazing. I think about the Indiana Pacers.
Beating a Milwaukee team without Giannis. If they lose to New York, I almost consider this year a disappointment. And I know getting to the second round, they haven't done that since 2013-14.
There's a difference between being a shooter and being a bucket.
I said he gets buckets. I didn't call him a bucket.
We'll review the tape.
We'll roll back.
What's that
I'm going to throw the instant replay.
The instant replay flag.
I'm going to throw the instant replay. Bringing that up.
I'm just bringing it up because it's your favorite thing to bring up.
I think the one thing we talked about earlier that's helped Bronny today is Mark Sears playing point guard, A.J. Johnson playing point guard, having him play off the ball. As we said, more comfortable. His feet has been set.
Another player that's played well that's interesting is J.T. Toppin from New Mexico. 6'9", Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Very physical with a great motor. He led.
So it's nothing foreign for him to be able to do it here at the combine. So you've got big guys who are very quiet and unassuming on the floor, especially on the defensive end. That is a skill to be able to be vocal and be able to call out defensive coverages.
Oh. That was the fun part for me, even watching like SAR and seeing Matthew Dellavedova out on the court over in Australia right now. Guys that we've been familiar with in the college game here, and even guys that played a little.
The guy that's a little more comfortable than when we saw yesterday.
He has a very interesting shot.
That's not why you're going to draft him.
Hold on, now I got.
But that's not why you're drafting.
Yeah.
The versatility at the defensive end of the floor to show on screens and different coverages. I mean, because you go back to like that Clippers Mavs series. When Zubac got caught on the perimeter with Luka, it was over. It was over. Yep. So do you have any?
The Nick Claxton type center, you know, even limited offensively, but the ability to kind of guard multiple positions is a little bit different than like Jonas Valanciunas. The typical, you know, back to the basket type center.
Daniel Gafford.
Great as well. I mean, you look at Dallas's defensive numbers prior